Welcome everyone to the Best Damn Podcast. I am your host, John Keene. As always, I would like to thank you guys for joining me. Ask that you please add, follow, and check us out, www.thebestdampodcast.tv. Follow me, Instagram, Best Damn Podcast, Twitter, The Real Best Damn, and wherever you're watching from, whether it's Twitch, DLive, Trovo, LinkedIn, please make sure to follow, subscribe, click that bell on YouTube, hit the like, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and share this link and help me get it out there. And guys, please, we are viewer powered. That means we're fully funded and supported by you. Please consider donating and supporting to the channel today. The links are in the description box below. PayPal, Venmo, Patreon, Cash App, and Facebook Messenger Pay. I have tried to post this video quite a few times now, so hopefully this time we can get it to go through. This is the Hidden Hand interview. This is a killer interview and well worth the watch. I'm going to try to drop this on you guys one more time and see if we can, get this to go. And, I do want to ask everybody, please consider donating, supporting to the channel. Recently I put up a fundraiser. I haven't, got any help through the fundraiser yet, but, I've had some medical issues and I need help with that, man. So if you could, please donate and support. It really would benefit me. I recently lost my insurance and got pretty nasty spider bite and, a couple of them on my left hand. And I need a little help as far as like doctors and stuff like that and medications. So if you guys can, please donate and support. Not to mention, this is how we keep the channel going, and this is my livelihood. So please. With that said, let's jump into the Hidden Hand interview, and hopefully we can get it rocking this time. Thank you, everybody on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, DLive, Trovo, LinkedIn, wherever you're watching from. I love all of you guys dearly, and thank you for being patient enough to stick around and, continuously try with all the shenanigans YouTube keeps continuing to try to pull and knocking my streams off the air. And they're doing it to all of my channels. So make sure you subscribe to all the channels. JohnBoy513, Best Damn Podcast 2, Best Damn Podcast Official, The Best Damn Podcast. And make sure you, follow us on John Keene on Facebook. And then Best Damn Podcast on Facebook. DLive, all of it, man. Because we're here today, gone tomorrow. And, like I said, we really need financial support right now, or else I wouldn't be beating the drum the way that I have. And people can leave their negative comments if they want, but without your help, we can't keep going. So that's the way it is. So here we go. Hidden Hand interview. The unusual interview below is an individual claiming to be a member of one of the ruling bloodlines on Earth who goes by the name Hidden Hand. Though some pretty useless information is given, the interview also gives a powerful, transformative perspective of what is happening in the big picture on our planet. You are encouraged to be skeptical yet open to what is presented. Some of the information, particularly in the early part of the interview, is clearly just fear-mongering, yet other parts are quite powerful and thought-provoking. Hidden Hand provides the most intriguing answers as to why there is so much war and violence on our planet and why some world leaders are so corrupt and cruel. As you read this message, though you may find some inspiring truths, consider that significant parts may be more metaphor than reality. For instance, the harvest mentioned may just be a metaphor for what happens to each individual at death. The quote immediately below is a sample of the fascinating ideas that are raised. Quote, "Remember, always, that this is a beautiful game that we are playing here and co-creating together with our infinite creator, and that off stage between lives we are the very best of friends, and that no one really dies and no one really suffers except in the game. The game is not reality. Reality is reality. And you have the power to express your reality within the game once you have learned how to do so. And that is a absolutely beautiful and powerful quote, honestly, and it's about as true as it gets, because this game that we do play within this matrix we call life, it can seem so serious sometimes, and it feels so real, right? Especially the trauma, especially the suffering, the poverty, the pain, all the things that we all go through on a daily basis that really kind of challenge our resolve and challenge us to keep going in life and challenge us to grow, right? To grow, to expand, and to be more, to dream big, and I think that's what life is really all about. It's family, it's love. It's about trying to make our dreams become reality, make our dreams possible. And that's what this channel is all about, is family. This is a family that, you choose this family. This isn't one that you're born with by blood. You haven't sworn an oath to be a part of this family. No oath is necessary. We choose each other here. And everybody in all their differences are accepted. So no matter what color you are, race you are, cultural background, no matter what sexual orientation, political alignment, none of the religious beliefs, none of that matters here. Here you are family if you're here. Here you are accepted if you are here. I don't care if you're the biggest asshole in the world. I will defend you to the death, because I see you as family and I see myself in you. And we do it without judgment. There's no room for judgment here. Right? Each and every one of us have fallen short, of the glory of God and just of our own glory, our own divinity that's within. So we need to be more accepting and more loving of each other and more supportive of each other in every way. If the world was a little kinder, if we gave a little more, if we loved a little more, we could really make heaven on earth. And that's what I want. I want a community of people that believe in that idea. A community of people that believe in one another. A community of people that accept one another and embrace one another's differences. They don't allow their differences to divide them, And truth is truth, even ugly truth. I want you to accept me for my flaws, and I'll accept you for yours. The same way that you admire me for the things that, make me unique and eccentric. I'll admire you for those too. It's not about judgment. It's not about looking our nose down at one another, and it's not about status or hierarchy or being above each other. We are equal. We walk hand in hand in this family, and in a real family, that's what you do. And we're all chosen in this family. There is no leader. We don't need a leader. We all lead ourselves, and we do it through our hearts. So, window of opportunity. I am a generational member of a ruling bloodline family. Every so often, as per the directives of the law of our Creator, a brief window of opportunity opens whereby a select handful of our family are required to make communication with our subjects and offer you the chance to ask us any questions you would like answered. I am double bound in this duty, It is required of me by the law of our Creator to offer this opportunity to you at this time, though I am also bound by the law of planetary free will and by family oaths that there is only so much I am able to say. Rules define life in games. If you wish to participate, here they are. Number 1, I will afford you courtesy and respect in the manner I address you, and I expect the same from you in reciprocation. Number 2, I will decide whether or not I am either willing or permitted to answer your question. If your question is not answered, it is either because I cannot disclose it or because I considered your question was lacking in one or more of the following: respect, courtesy, intelligence, decency, or that it was otherwise unworthy of being dignified with a response. Number 3, that you agree to treat this potential dialogue with an aspect of provisional faith. In practice, this means that rather than impeding the flow of information with crass comments of disbelief or petty name-calling, my participation here requires of you that you discourse with me under suspended judgment. In other words, wait until the process is complete before deciding for yourself as to the content of truth and knowledge imparted herein. Number 4, that you formulate your question intelligently. My time is limited. I do not want to waste it by having to trawl through your pointless, futile, insensible, or disrespectful questions. Therefore, I will answer the questions I feel are most deserving of response during that time that I have available. Use the time we have wisely. If any of the above conditions are breached, I reserve the right to terminate our discourse forthwith if I so choose. That being said, I will attempt to answer your questions as honestly and openly as permissible for me, and I will check back and respond as time allows. And this is pretty cool. You know, I'm just going to tell you, this is really cool, actually. This is one of my favorite documents I've ever read. So, I answer as follows. And here we go. My original account has not yet received its email validation, hence the new one I'm now using. A good start. Thank most of you for respecting the boundaries I've set. I answer as follows. Number 1. How many generations back does your bloodline extend, or perhaps more accurately, who does your family consider its earliest ancestor in a position of power? Our lineage can be traced back beyond antiquity, from the earliest times of your recorded history and beyond. Our family has been directing the play from behind the scenes, in one way or another. Before the rise and fall of Atlantis, yes, that was indeed perfectly real, we were born to lead. It is part of the design for this current paradigm. 2. To what extent has selective breeding been used to preserve the purity of the line, and what becomes of children of unapproved unions? They would naturally still be raised with privilege, but not perhaps given the keys to the castle, as it were. The breeding is generally case-specific, dependent upon the role that the family members in question are due to grow into. I will touch more on this in answer to next poster's question that you rephrased. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Right here. There are no unapproved unions. Our family will always intermarry between lines, or what we would term houses. Marriages are arranged. In all my years alive, I have never seen or heard of a family member breaking this code. As far as marriage goes, you do as you are told. One cannot join the family. One is born or incarnated into it. On the rare instances of a child being born that could be seen as bringing difficulties, you are correct in your premise that it would be raised as part of the family that would not grow up in the house or community of either of its parents. If one were to imagine a scale perhaps as a triangle with political, religious, and corporate power at the 3 points, how would you categorize the power your family yields? Balanced, leaning more towards 1 or 2 than a third? Heavily favoring one of the 3 above the others? And has that position shifted over time? You first need to understand the structure of the family. In the grand scheme of things, the line is not as important as the house. The house is not as important as the family. The family is all. No matter the house or the line, we are one, truly international family. Imagine, if you will, a body. A house would represent a vital organ or body part within the body itself. Each part has an important role to play in the functioning of the whole, and to each of us, the whole has our undivided loyalty. As I say, many lines, far more than you are aware of, one family. Our realms of influence do not fit comfortably into 3 boxes of your triangle, as you may imagine. There are 6 disciplines of training within the family, and each member of the family is schooled extensively in all of them. From early childhood, we all have an area of specialty. Though we have experience in all spheres, the spheres of schools of learning are military, government, spiritual, scholarship, leadership, and sciences. In practice, out there on the stage of public life, we hold key positions in all of these main areas of importance. With the addition of a complicit media machine and ownership of your financial establishments, all bases are covered. I will have to reply in parts due to the restriction of characters per post. Which ruling bloodline family? Rockefellers? That may be a bit too direct for our inquisitee. I'd offer the following substitute. How many parallel bloodlines do you estimate are in similar positions to your own, and to what extent does your family see them as either competition or collaborators? Yes, as I say, knowing the line is of no practical use to you. It is the belonging to the family that is important. There are 13 base or core original bloodlines. Yet there are many other lines that spring from these, as do rivers from oceans. If you imagine the 13 original lines as primary color, that can be mixed to create a vast array of other colors. Then you will have some comprehension. Again, no competition, just family. No competition in the sense of house against house, even though it is a dog-eat-dog world. So there is interpersonal competition in that sense of the word. Everyone wants to move up. Our whole familial society is geared that way, toward upward progression. What does the term generational member mean? Which generation specifically? It means that one is born into the family. The order and its agenda is handed down from generation to generation. Only in extremely rare conditions we have outsiders been invested into the family, and then even these were of other esoterically integrable lines. Can you cite 2 or more previous instances where this directive has been upheld? Once in 1999 to what you would call an alternative media source. Once in 2003 on another internet conspiracy-based forum, though the information relayed was not entirely pure, not from the intention of misleading, but rather through imperfect or incomplete knowledge of the messengers. If it is not the mainstream controlled media, it will not be believed by the masses. This is information tailored for those who already know that we are very real and exert a strong, if mostly subtle, influence over your lives. If you wish to enslave a man, allow him to believe that he is already free. What basis is the timing of such revelations established? By the decree of the Supreme World Council according to the will of the Creator. Are we really considered cattle and traded as such by the government? By the governments generally, yes. People are seen as collateral, pawns that are maneuvered around the chessboard according to the game plan. By the family, contrary to popular beliefs, many of us do not mean you any harm directly. There is just a matter of divine destiny to uphold and unfold, and we must play our parts in the game as given to us by the Creator. In many ways, it's actually in our own interest that you are prepared for the coming harvest. Just not maybe prepared in quite the way that you would like. Still, even then, you are choosing the negative polarity with your own free will decisions, with a little help and direction from us. Souls are harvestable in either extreme of the polarities, one could say. If so, how do we become freemen? You will never be free, for as long as you are incarnating on this planet, the very nature of your being here is indication of that. There is a reason why you are here, and here is very likely not really where you think here is. How do you become free? By working out where you are and coming to an understanding of why you are here. You are fast running out of time to do so before the coming harvest. Those that don't make it will have to repeat the cycle. Is the Messiah alive today? There is no Messiah. Stop looking outside of yourself for salvation. Is there what you might call a Christ consciousness alive? Then yes, in a manner of speaking, though not in your third density dimensional awareness. Is it the end times as described in the book of Revelations? Yes, not just described in the book of Revelations, but also in the prophecies of virtually every religion, spiritual philosophy, and mystery tradition throughout history. The time is now at hand. To use your own example, however, Revelations 14 through 16. Then I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and on the cloud sat one like the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. And another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him who sat on the cloud, Thrust in your sickle and reap, for the time has come for you to reap. For the harvest of the earth is ripe. So he who sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. The earth indeed is ripe for harvest. The question is, who will be ready? And will the harvest be positive or negative? How do you justify that the current British royal family line is a true bloodline, but Ishmael is not the true receiver of Abraham's gift? If you're true bloodline, you'll know what I mean. Who says it is a true line? There were ruling bloodlines long before your Yahweh and his Christianity arrived on this planet. Yahweh is a creator, not the one infinite creator. There are other and higher gods than him. Ultimately, all are part of the one, and either consciously or unconsciously exercising free will to create. Begin to study outside of the box for a true understanding of the creation. The British royalty is the most powerful line. The names that you know do not hold the real ancient power. There are others above these lineages in the hierarchy. You will not know the names of these lines. What proof do you have ruling elite families exist and that you're a member of one? It's something that I think you thought was not falsifiable, which is why you choose that identity for the story you're weaving. However, I think you may indeed be a way you can prove it. I have no need to prove anything to you. I'm merely doing my duty as directed to me. Believe or do not believe. We are divinely indifferent. I'm obliged to complete this task here. The end result is of no consequence to me. I will have discharged my duty in handing down certain information that must be released at this time. There is no stipulation as to where I do so, only that I do so. I choose above top secret as a general level of intelligence, comprehension, and reasoning is reckoned to be higher than in many such forums. Understand, due to the law of free will, I cannot just give you information, at least not without consequences to my own person, which I would rather avoid. It is an infringement upon your free will, your right to not know. You have to ask me for the information you want. Only then can I provide it. So while there are important things I have to share, I am not asked the questions. I cannot give that information to you. I'm hopeful that the synchronicity will bring the most important questions in real depth out from among you. My duty is to offer. Yours is to ask. My duty is fulfilled, whether or not yours is. Surely, if ruling elite families exist and you're a member of one of them, you must be controlling global events throughout world governments. Tell us one major government action from any country that's going to occur in the next 5 days. I won't be surprised when you refuse to do so. I am not at liberty to discuss such intimate, immediate detail, and in many cases, I am far enough up the hierarchy to know anyway. Typically, I would receive a call a day before the enactment of a major event, just to say something along the lines of, this part of such and such plan will take place tomorrow in such and such a way. Do not be alarmed. Also, one has to take into account the specific areas of specialty I mentioned previously. My area is spirituality, so my focus is not so much on geopolitical events. I am aware of the overall design, though the finer points are not often my area of expertise. I'm prepared to give you some things coming down the timeline that you'll be able to look back upon and verify my predictions retrospectively. The stock markets will soon complete their controlled demolition after an initial appearance that the bailouts and rescue packages have steadied the ship. There will be new record lows by the end of this month. Our financial institutions will later call in all loans, and there will be many bankruptcies and foreclosures. The only way John McCain will become the next president will be if something happens to Barack Obama before the election, if there is even an election. If a certain faction gets their way, there will not be. Remember, behind the scenes there is only one party, our party. Democracy is an illusion which is created to uphold your slavery. Whichever side wins, the family wins. There are many possibilities and alternative scripts. All of them lead toward the ultimate implementation of the overall blueprint of our Creator. Unless any unforeseen disruption delay its announcement, there will be a new currency by the end of 2008 or early 2009, along with the new Union of Nations. January has been spoken of in some circles as the latest, as though there were many plans underway that could even be bring to fruition for much earlier than initially hoped for. It depends upon the results of other upcoming events as to how this will play out. I am not high enough up the hierarchy to know the intimate details of the dates and times that far in advance. There is a tree system in which such a knowledge passed down. It and when it becomes need to know, I would be considered to be a regional leader. Above me are national and international. San Francisco and Damascus will be uninhabitable by the end of 2010, possibly even sooner. We know Damascus has been fucked up. Again, it depends upon certain forces at play, in which timelines are activated. Humanity, though utterly unconscious of the fact, has a significant part to play in this. You, as a collective consciousness of planet, are choosing the negative polarization by default. by the quality of your thoughts and actions. Thought is creative energy focused. You get exactly what you put out. Why do you think the media is so important to us? You have, as a society, in your hypnotized, comatose state, given your free will consent to the state of your planet is in today. You saturate your minds with the unhealthy dishes served up for you on your televisions that you are addicted to. Violence, pornography, greed, hatred, selfishness, incessant bad news, fear, and terror. And when was the last time you stopped to think of something beautiful and pure? The planet is the way it is because of your collective thoughts about it. The planet is the way it is because of your collective thoughts about it. You are complicit in your inaction every time you look the other way when you see an injustice. Your thought at the subconscious level of creation to the Creator is your allowance of these things to occur. In so doing, you are serving your purpose. It's very important to us that the polarization of the planet is negative at the time of the great harvest. That means service to self-oriented, as opposed to positive service to others. We require a negative harvest, and you are doing a fine job of helping us to attain our goal. We are very grateful. And isn't that crazy? You know, the inaction every time you look the other way. This is what everyone does, guys. Even us in the spiritual community do this. You know, we see people being targeted. We see people suffering. We see people in need. And we just, we look the other way. We turn our heads and we say, you know, someone else will do it. Someone else will take care of it. Not my responsibility, not my job, not my problem. You know, I'm going to worry about me. You know, we're just as guilty. So, they were definitely right about that one. There will be dramatic changes to your climate and weather conditions over the next few years as the time of the great harvest approaches. You'll see wind speeds surpassing 300 miles per hour at times. There will be raging tsunamis and widespread devastation and solar emissions in late 2009 and 2010 that caused major melting of the ice caps and subsequent drastic rises in sea levels, leaving many international metropolitan areas underwater. And I wouldn't go by the date on this, you know what I mean? Because we know that time is relative and it's really an illusion, right? This is all I have for the time at present. I have a sacrifice I must attend now. No, not really, just kidding. Let's see if we can increase in the depth of inquiry and question in the matter in the next section. Seek beyond the superficial. Get to the core of the matter. Okay, a lot to get through here, so please let me finish the mini post it will take to answer your questions due to the limit on characters per post before you reply so as not to interrupt the flow of the message. How do you know that your bloodline deserves to lead, the rest deserve to follow? Wealth and power is self-propagating, therefore I say to you that your bloodline only comprises the extreme elite of the world because your ancestors came to power by chance in the beginning. Not because you're kind or special. In fact, there's nothing special, clever, or honorable in enslaving others. It's not about deserving or not. It does not deserve to be born English or American or Italian or French or German and so on. We came not to power by chance, but rather, which I know may be hard to swallow, by intelligent design. This path of ours was not chosen by us, but rather it was appointed and accepted. Who is your Creator? And is your Creator the same as our Creator? That's an excellent question, which I can use to draw our communication closer to the core. Yes and no. You would first need to understand the creation. In the beginning, there is the infinite one. This is the source of all. Intelligent infinity. It is the undifferentiated absolute. Within it, it is unlimited potential waiting to become. Think of it as the uncarved block of your Taoist traditions. Infinite intelligence, becoming aware of itself, seeks to experience itself, and the one infinite creator is born or manifest. This appears to your third density comprehension as space. In effect, the creator is a point of focused infinite consciousness or awareness into infinite intelligent energy. The one infinite creator, also becoming self-aware, seeks to experience itself as creator, and in doing so, begins the next step down in the creational spiral. The one infinite creator, in focusing its infinite intelligence, becomes intelligent energy, which you could call the great central sun, and divides itself into smaller portions of itself. Others then can turn experience themselves as creators or central suns. In other words, each central sun or creator is a step down in consciousness, awareness, or distortion from the original thought of creation. So, in the beginning was not the Word, but thought. The Word is thought expressed and made manifest as creator. Was not the Word, but thought. The Word is thought expressed and made manifest as creator. There is unity. Unity is all there is. Infinite intelligence. Infinite intelligence and infinite energy. The two are one, and within them the potential for all creation. This state of consciousness could be termed as being. Infinite intelligence does not recognize its potential. It is the undifferentiated absolute, but infinite energy recognizes the potential of becoming all things in order to bring any desired experience into being. Intelligent infinity can be likened to the central heartbeat of life and the infinite energy as the spiritual lifeblood or potential which pumps out for the creator to form the creation. Creation is based upon three primary distortions of the infinite one. 1. Free will. In the first law or distortion of creation, the creator receives a free will to know and exercise itself as individuated, though paradoxically unified aspect of the one. 2. Love. In the second law of creation, the initial distortion of free will becomes a focus point of awareness known as logos or love or the word in biblical terms. Love or logos, using its infinite intelligent energy, then takes on the role of co-creating a vast array of physical illusions or thought forms or densities which some call dimensions, and which according to the intelligent design will best offer the range of potential experiences in which it can know itself. In effect, the one infinite creator is dividing itself into logos. It could be termed in your third density understanding as universal creator. In other words, logos creates on a universal level of being. Logos creates physical universes in which it and the creator may experience their self. Let there be light. Light. To manifest the infinite spiritual or life force energy into a physical thought form of densities, logos creates the third distortion of light. From the three original primary distortions of the one into making the creation, arise a myriad of hierarchies of other sub-distortions, containing their own specific paradoxes The goal of the game is to enter into these and further divisions of creation, and then seek to harmonize the polarities in order to once again know oneself as the creator of them. The nature of all such physically manifest energy is light. Wherever thus exists any form of physical matter, there is light or divine intelligent energy at its core or center. Something which is infinite cannot be other than or many. An infinite creator knows only unity. Thus, drawing upon its infinite intelligence, the infinite creator designed a blueprint based on the finite principles of free will, of awareness, and the sub-level creations, which in turn could become aware of themselves and seek to experience themselves as creators. And so the Russian doll style experiment was step down and down and down. Levels of creation within levels of creation. The one infinite creator, or central sun, steps down its infinite energy to become Logos. Logos in turn designs vast universes of space, as yet unmaterialized, stepping down and splitting itself again into Logoi, or plural, in other words, into an array of central suns, which will become a Logos or co-creator, or its own universe, with each unique individualized portion of the one infinite creator containing within it, in its very essence, intelligent infinity. Using the law of free will, each universal Logos or central sun designs and creates its own version of perspective or physical reality in which to experience itself as creator. Stepping down again, it focuses its intelligent energy and creates the unmanifest form of galaxies within itself, and splits itself into yet further co-creator portions, sub-logos, or suns, which in turn will then design and manifest their own ideas of physical reality in the form of points of conscious awareness that we call suns, stars, and planets. A planetary entity or soul begins the first density of experience into which another individualized portion of the one can incarnate. Just as with all logos and sub-logos of creation, each soul is yet another smaller, unique portion of the infinite one. At first, the intelligent energy of the planet is in a state that you could call chaos, meaning that its energy is undefined. Then the process begins again. The planetary energy begins to become aware of itself. The first density of awareness is consciousness, and the planetary logos or sub-logos, in effect, begins to create other downward steps within itself. And the internal makeup of the planet begins to form, and the new or the raw elements of air and fire combine to work on the waters and earth, thus arising conscious awareness of their being, and the process of evolution begins, forming a second density. Hold on. Lost my spot here. Here we go. Second density Beings begin to become aware of themselves as being separate, and thus begin to evolve toward third density of self-conscious awareness, the lowest density into which a human soul can incarnate. Humans in turn, or the souls incarnated within them, seek to return to the light and love from which they came as they began the journey of progression from third density up to the eighth density and return to the infinite oneness. Explanation of the densities beyond normal human consciousness is another question, though. So, if you wish to know more about them, someone will need to ask an intelligent question which I can respond to, so as to not impinge upon your free will not to know. So, having set forth the above, I can return to further elucidate on your original question. Well, who is your creator? And who is your creator the same as our creator? As I said, yes and no. Ultimately, every living thing in all things are living is created by the one infinite creator, initial universal creation. So yes, taken from the perspective of the one infinite creator, focuses its infinite intelligence into an awareness point of infinite energy and brings the whole of creation into being. Though we are not directly created by the one infinite creator, but rather by our own logos, sub-logos, and sub-sub-logos, and so on. So from that perspective, whilst we are essentially all made up of the same stuff of creation, initiated by the one infinite creator, our actual personal creators are different portions of the sub-logos of the one. In other words, yes, our creator, while originating from the same source, is not the same entity as your creator. Which brings me to a question from another poster. I will continue with your other questions afterwards, but this enables me to indirectly answer the first aspect of your question without having to ask you to rephrase it due to having to carefully dance around the free will issues. You say that you come from 13 original bloodlines, yet the DNA mapping project clearly proved that all humanity descends from only 3. Does this mean that you aren't human? An excellent question. Thank you. Yes, that is correct in a manner of speaking. If you were able to meet me walking down the street, I would appear just as human as you do. We've been incarnating here with you for generations, yet our bloodlines do not originate from this planet. Your answer to the 6 disciplines of learning are quite similar to the book about Atlantis that was supposed to have been channeled. Was this also a time for your bloodlines to post answers? Yes, that is correct again, in a manner of speaking. Other, shall we say, off-world entities also visited this planet at that time and passed down their own understandings of creation as well as their technology from what we could best describe as being a future aspect of yourselves. It was humanity's errors in handling this information that ultimately led to the destruction of Atlantis. Having now answered the question on whether or not our lineage is not of human origin, I can return to in that answer with an explanation as to who is our creator. I'm dancing close to the line in answering this, but the record needs to be set straight, and I should just about be able to get away with it without incurring my own upline's displeasure. Let us get to the crux of this matter. Your creator, the one that you call Yahweh, is not God inasmuch as your Bible refers to him as being the one true God. He is a creator or a sub-logos rather than the one infinite creator. He's not even a galactic level logos, but rather is the planetary logos for this one planet. Our creator is the one you refer to as Lucifer, the light bearer, and the bright and morning star. Our creator is not the devil, As he has been spuriously portrayed in your Bible, Lucifer is what you would call a group soul or social memory complex, which has evolved to the level of the sixth density, which in effect means that he, or more accurately, we, have evolved to a level sufficient that we have attained a status equal or arguably greater than that of Yahweh. We have evolved higher than him. In appearance, were you to gaze upon Lucifer's fullest expression of our being, the appearance would not be that of the sun or a bright star, or when stepping down into our being, the appearance would be that of a sun or a bright star, or when stepping down into a third density vibration, we would appear as what many would term an angel or a light being. Allow me to elucidate. When an entity or group soul complex evolves to the level of sixth density, it is by comparison to the amount of time it takes to get that far. A mere hop, skip, and a jump from eighth density, ultimate reunion with the one infinite creator, and then from there back to disillusion into the source of all, intelligent infinity. We use our bloodline families as a group soul, the social memory complex, Lucifer. We were on the verge of seventh density ascension, though at this level, before harvest comes, we have the choice to progress higher or to return to help others of lower densities with their own evolution by passing down our knowledge and wisdom or our light to those that call upon us for assistance with their own free will. Now at this time, having made our decision to stay and help the galactic brothers and sisters in the One, we were assigned a challenging task by the Council of Elders, who act as the guardians of the galaxy from their eighth density headquarters on the planet Saturn. And this is, the Saturn complex here, right? Or the Saturn matrix. Yahweh, due to the fact that he had not, as was the right planetary logos, handed down his own free will to know thyself to those incarnating upon his planet, was having very little evolutionary progress therein. So we, Lucifer, were sent to help. Once the order was given to the Council of Elders, we fell or descended back to a place where we could manifest with hard work and focus, once again materialize a third density manifestation of ourselves. Yahweh had agreed to our coming. In fact, it was he who had initially asked the council for a catalyst of change to enter into his creation and to share the knowledge and wisdom he had attained through ascension. In the absence of free will upon a planet, there can be no polarity, and therefore nothing to nothing to choose between. Just as portrayed in the book of Genesis, this planet was very Edenic in nature. Sure, it was a lovely paradise, yet the beings incarnating there had no agitator toward evolving beyond the third density, and therefore little hope of ever making the journey home to the One. Yahweh had been happy to keep his own little pet Eden project in effect, but with little chance of the souls making it home, had become in effect an albeit very beautiful prison. Yahweh was, in modern parlance, running a benign dictatorship. And see, and that's it's going to talk about a 98% harvest, and this would basically say that those of us that are illuminated come from that social memory complex of Lucifer, or the light, that we're fallen because we've ascended before, and that we've chosen to descend back down to help those of the Yahweh complex ascend out of the matrix, right? Or come to a higher place of being or polarity, just kind of according to, this particular school of thought here. So you can take it with a grain of salt or however you wish to take it. Without polarity derived from free will, there is only the unity of love and light and no choice to experience other than that. So we were the catalyst for change in order to provide that choice, that bringing polarity. Yahweh agreed that we would introduce the concept of free will to Earth's inhabitants by offering them as initial choice as to whether they wanted it or not. Hence, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, or more accurately, the knowledge of polarity of positive or negative. Yahweh takes his inhabitants to a new garden and tells them you can do anything you like except this one thing, thus creating the desire to do the one thing they are told they cannot. Hence, a choice. We provide the catalyst by telling them the benefits of attaining knowledge. They eat from the tree, and the rest is history. Yahweh thought that his children would still choose to obey him, and when he discovered they did not, he became angry. As he himself describes in his scriptures, he is a jealous God, and he did not like it that his children had chose to disobey him and follow our advice. We are already committed to being here for a predefined set of cycles to help provide the catalyst for human evolution, namely by offering you the negative option, or by that which you choose to call evil. Now that free will had been granted, Yahweh could not retract it, and we had to stay here as contracted to continue to provide the planet with a polarity choice. Since then, Yahweh has confined us as a group soul here within the Earth's astral planes, which is very constricting and uncomfortable for a being of our wisdom and experience. The Council of Elders gave us a choice to be released against Yahweh's will, but at the cancellation of our contract to save or to serve the planet Earth, or to remain and fulfill our assignment and endure Yahweh's self-proclaimed wrath, we stayed. But as a karmic result of our group soul's confinement by Yahweh, our own individuated souls were given the mandate by the council to rule over Yahweh's people during our physical incarnations here on your planet. Let's be clear about one thing, though. All of this physical life and incarnation is a very intricate and skillfully designed game, whereby the one infinite creator plays the game of forgetting who it is, so that it can learn to remember, and in doing so, experience and know itself as creator. All the way down to us tiny individuated sparks and the all that is, off stage and between lives, 0-point time antimatter universe. As incarnated human beings, we, all of us, you as souls, are great friends, brothers and sisters in the one. Between lives, we all have a great laugh about the parts we have performed in the play and look forward to and have great fun preparing the next chapters to act out. I hope that during the above answer I have also adequately covered your question on what your interpretation of good versus evil. If not, please say, and I will go into more detail. Can you elaborate on the coming harvest and what exactly you mean by harvest? I can. I will combine my answer to you with my reply to the following question. In 2012, harvest time, and that's the end of the Mayan long count, right? So understand time is relative, right? So that's just the end of the long count. Numbers are really irrelevant. It has echoes of chaos Gnosticism in the sense that we are divine souls trapped in a physical world, continuously reincarnated into flesh until the time that we reach such a level of spiritual gnosis that we are able to avoid being reincarnated in our next cycle. Is this the foundation of your belief? Another excellent and very insightful question. Thank you. The higher quality a question, the more depth I can give to my answer. It all has to do with the laws of confusion and free will. Yes, the noonday winter solstice sun of December 21st, 2012 is a time when the Lord of the harvest shall return. You might know him as Nibiru. Read up on the Mayan prophecies and calendrical events for more detail upon how the actual galactic and universal cycles work. The travelers who gave them this information were the same ones who visited the civilization of Atlantis. The Mayans used this information by creating with the positive vibration of polarity. The Atlanteans opted for the negative. Yes, to answer your question, there is more truth in some of the ancient Gnostic texts, though there are also distortions. The information is not pure. It came through many filters. You are indeed what you call divine souls. You are sparks or seeds of the one infinite creator. You are life itself, light. Remembering and learning who you really are. We came here to help you to do this. And yes, currently you are trapped, or more accurately quarantined, within the matter of this planet you call Earth. You can thank your Creator, Yahweh, for that. You are the offspring for individuations of the group soul for social memory complex. Macrocosmically speaking, you are Yahweh. The karmic effect of Him imprisoning us in these astral planes also has an impact upon you. I cannot be more specific on this without impinging on the law of confusion. You must work at it out for yourselves. As for the question I can elaborate on with the coming harvest, yes, I shall do so now. Your planet abides by the laws of creation of your galactic logos. The galactic runs on cycles of time, known as the precession of the equinoxes. As I said, I seek the Mayan calendar for a deeper insight in how the galaxy runs. It is highly accurate. But for the purpose of this discourse, I will give a brief overview. The Maya use an astrological cycle called precession of the equinoxes. This is a 26,000-year cycle in which Earth transits through each of the 12 signs of the zodiac for about 2,152 years each. Each of these astrological ages represents a month of the grand cosmic year. This Mayan cycle also corresponds to a 26,000-year relationship of the sun, or solar logos, ongoing Alcyone, the central star of our seven sisters Pleiades constellation. The end of this cycle heralds literally a new world age, a new creation, a new heaven and a new earth. And this time of the great harvest, smaller cycles yield a harvest, and then life continues on the planet as normal. Great cycles yield great harvest. And in the end of the current life, on the third density, see it as a kind of cosmic jet wash and deep clean, while the planet takes a rest and regenerates herself. When this life cycle ends, all things will pass away and all things shall be made new. Collectively, humanity right now is growing and developing into the beings you have long been encoded to be. Yet, as with any labor, it is not the mother or the baby who is in charge. It is the primal process of birth itself, unfolding its own destiny. So, December 21st, 2012 AD is not the day where all of a sudden the lights go out and everything will suddenly change. Rather, we are now in the process of this transition from one world age to the next. The changes are underway and will continue steadily accelerating as we head towards the culminating date. The 26,000-year cycle is composed of 5 lesser cycles, each of which are 5,125 years in duration. Each of these 5 cycles is considered its own world age or creation cycle. In the first book of Adam and Eve, it talks about Adam returning in like 5,500 years or 5.5 days. So that's pretty cool. Our present great cycle, 3113 BC, 2012 AD, is called the age of the 5th sun. And we're supposed to be in the 6th mass extinction event too. The 5th age is a synthesis of the previous 4. The initial date that Earth entered the 5th world was August 13th, 3113 BC, written in the Mayan long count notation as 13.0.0.0.0.0.0. To help you understand this notation, 13 Baktuns, 0 Katuns, the second 0 tunes, third Yonels, and fourth Eurokin. There are the Mayan words for the periods of time. A day equals kin, or pronounced keen. The month of 20 days, or keen, urinal, is winal. Year of 360 days, or keen, is tune, as in tune. 20 tunes, or years, or katun. And 20 katuns, or baktuns. And a baktun is 5,125 years. Every day from that point is reckoned by the number of days passed since the event of the cosmic beginning point, with the 5,125-year cycle, 13 smaller cycles, known as the 13 Baktun count, or the long count. Each Baktun cycle lasts for 394 years, or 144,000 days. Each Baktun was its own historical age with the Great Creation Cycle, with a specific destiny for the evolution of those who incarnated in each Baktun. Planet Earth and her inhabitants currently traveling through the 13th Baktun cycle, the final period of 1618 to 2012 AD. The cycle is known as both the triumph of materialism and the transformation of matter. On 13, the December solstice sun will be found in the band of the Milky Way galaxy, directly in the position of the dark rift in the galaxy, forming an alignment between the galactic plane and the solstice meridian. We are about to enter a literal alignment of the cosmic, galactic, solar, and lunar planes. This is an event that is slowly converged, and over a period of thousands of years, it is caused by precession of the equinoxes, kind of like a turning of the universal gears. It brings about the great harvest and a return of the Lord of the harvest. And that reminds me of the final conflagration, right? As all the equinoxes turn, and it brings all the celestial spheres back into this like original alignment, the final conflagration. And the planet will complete its ascension to the 4th density, the vibrational density of love. During this ascension, there will be a 3-way split for those souls inhabiting Earth. Those of predominantly negative polarity will accompany us as we graduate through the negative or service to self harvest. We, Lucifer, will create a new 4th density based on the negative self-service polarity. We must work off our own part of the negative karmic effect incurred from all the negativity created on this planet. And once we have done so, we will be released to once again assume our place as 6th density guardians and teachers of wisdom throughout the galaxy. Those of the predominantly positive polarity, love and light, will ascend to a beautiful new 4th density Earth, where you will begin to work upon your learning and demonstrating of love and compassion. It will be a very beautiful golden age. The 4th density begins to open you up to your true powers, to a unique, individualized aspect of the one infinite creator. You will perform works and wonders of the like that one you call Jesus promised you would do, and even greater things than he did, or than these. But it will be a very magical time for you. And you can already see people starting to come into their gifts now, as ascension continues. For the majority of humans on the earth who could be considered, shall we say, lukewarm, they will experience a period of what will feel ecstatic 0 point time, where you feel totally at one with the Creator, giving you an encouraging reminder and glimpse of who you really are, before the veil of forgetfulness once again descends upon you, and you will be transported to another third density planet, a kind of Earth replica, to continue working upon yourselves and learning that life here is all about making choices. You'll remain quarantined, incarnating in third density matter until the time of the next harvest, in which time you will need to have proved yourselves that you have learned how to be more positive beings, focused more upon the being of the service to others rather than seeking only service to yourself. When you can do this, and the next harvest comes, you will have earned the right to join us and enjoy your inheritance as a member of the galactic community, and you will sit with us as brothers and sisters of the One around the table of our galactic governing body, the Confederation of Planets. Well, I have imparted much during this session with thanks to the quality of your inquiries, and I must now take my leave for today. If you have further questions on the harvest and you wish for me to speak in more detail on this, if you ask of your answer, or any other questions you have to other question matters, I will get to them as time allows. As with the other respectfully asked questions here, since I took these away with time to reply to either. If time permits, I will check in with you tomorrow. And the editorial note: consider the possibility that the parallel planet scenario presented here may be more metaphor than reality. There are many living on Earth right now who experience their lives as living hell. Yet there are also those living in the same physical reality of his planet whose lives are close to heaven on Earth. As Hidden Hand points out, deeply held thoughts and beliefs create our experience in life. Right? It's thought that creates our reality. So it's, the way that we believe and it's the way that we see things is what kind of actually makes it all, come to fruition. It's actually really beautiful when you think about it, honestly. Really beautiful when you think about it. Everybody make sure to hit the thumbs up in the chat for me too, please. A lot of what you write seems reminiscent of the raw material, especially the concept of harvest, STS, STO choices, and intelligent infinity. If indeed extremely similar, we both originate from the source of our infinite creator, and we both remember where we come from, I would expect our messages to contain the same core truths. The messages of 6th Density Soul Group, Raw, is the most accurate information in your mainstream circulation at this point in time. It's approximately 85 to 90% accurate from what I have seen. The material was brought to my attention when it first came out. Something was about 25 years or so ago. If memory serves, I read a lot of it, but not all. I do not have a very much free time for that kind of thing with my many duties, though Others of the family gave it a close scrutiny to judge its accuracy and were very pleased with the end product. Ra, in fact, is a group I earlier termed off-world entities, of which visited the Mayan and Atlantean civilizations, and we are acquainted and friends. Both our group souls are very familiar level of development and evolution, both sixth density, nearly seventh, but like us, Ra also chose the path of service to our fellow galactic brethren, our brothers and sisters, galactic brothers and sisters, you and others. Instead of further progression home, we would recommend the material for any who truly seek understanding. Though, as I said, it was not 100% accurate, so take what resonates. They're saying it wasn't 100% accurate, so take what resonates. And I actually have read the raw material, and this does remind me a lot of the raw material, especially the whole social memory complex stuff. It says, what function, if any, do alien abductions have? And why are abductees chosen? This depends upon who's doing the abducting. Most of what you hear termed as abductions are conducted by your own governments, especially the ones who are so-called grays who are involved. Other than that, sometimes the Confederation will meet with certain incarnates here with a part to play in awakening. Others to the coming harvest. There will also be positive experiences, and those who have them will feel uplifted and inspired by their contact. There is the Orion Empire group. Your purpose is visiting you and more along the negative lines. They mainly target the ones you have called light workers. They try to put them off their assignments and try to spread fear. They will not actually harm you. Mainly, their modus operandi is to restrict you and to deflect you from your path. Thus, often engage in psychic attacks that the light worker is unaware of, but but it does often drain away much of that energy and will make them lack motivation. And I'm going to stop here for the night. We went, a very long time. We already did a very long part one. And, the second piece has been very long. I will finish the rest of this tomorrow night or in the next part, because this is an extremely long document. I still have Return to Planet X Part 2 to do. I still have to drop the extended readings on Patreon for August Tarot. I still have to drop the August astrology readings. Man, I've got so much coming for you guys. I am working so hard to try to make great content and really put my heart and soul into it. If I owe you a tarot reading, or you would like to book a tarot reading, they are $50. Text 513-393-2396, 513-393-2396, or email therealbestdampodcast@gmail.com. If you have donated in the month of August and you want the Dropbox playlist link, I have done a new private show yesterday, and last week a new private show, and I have another new private show coming in just a day or so as well. And we're going back to the upgraded roles on Discord, so you will have to have the Best Damn Fan role to be able to get in on Discord, because last time we filled up the Discord, so I want to make sure that everybody that's actually supporting can get in to watch it live, and we'll be able to have a link to watch it as well, and access that Dropbox. So if you need a link to the Dropbox and you donated for the month of August, text 513-393-2396 or email the Real Best Damn Podcast and just text link, to let me know that you need the links. Or if you want to book the tarot appointment, just put tarot, donate, $50, and PayPal, Cash App, or Facebook Messenger Pay, and put tarot in the notes, and we will set up your appointment. I like to do it within 24 hours, of the payment. And I do a pretty good tarot reading too. If I'm going to, because we need to raise funds, I do have a fundraiser. It expires, I think today's the last day on PayPal. So the first 10 people that donate this month, in the month of August, I'll choose one and I'll give them a free a soul profile. That's what I call it. It's where I take the etymology of your name, the gematria, numerology of your birth date, your natal chart, do an astrology reading on you, and a tarot reading. I print it all out on a piece of paper, and just like it's a complete spiritual profile. It's really cool. It's something I'm trying. If you want to buy one, they're $100. We sit down for like an hour and we go over all the information and talk about all of it and what it means. But everybody who donates, no matter if you donate $1 or $100, the first 10 people who donate in the month of August will get an opportunity to win a free spiritual profile. That's also going to be a package that's included on Patreon. I'm mixing up the Patreon packages as well. The extended tarot readings will be added once I have published the August readings. You can buy them separately, or you can get them on Patreon as well. Also, the Uncensored playlist has over 100 private videos. It's never been on YouTube or anything. Each video is like 2-3 hours long. It's well worth it. It's some of the best work I've ever done. Plus, every new weekly private show is added to there. I already posted the links to the YouTube channel membership and Patreon to the latest private shows for those who need it. And like I said, text links to 513-393-2396. If you haven't gotten your links and you donated in August, we are in a new month now. So, $35 a month to join the Best Damn Fam. But everybody who donates, no matter how small, is able to watch the live shows on Discord when we do them privately. So, I don't know if I'm going to do the next one tomorrow or the day after. I'll let you guys know, tomorrow how I'm going to do that. But everybody who donates will be able to watch the private shows on Discord, no matter if it's even $1. So all donors get to watch that. And everybody who gets the Best Damn Fan package gets all the other stuff. The extended readings, the entire playlist, all of it. So you join on Patreon, you get a free new merch item every 3 months. I mean, it's just I'm trying to offer as much as I possibly can. I'm now including images and show notes on Patreon and, everything, as well as posting them to the YouTube channel memberships. Quite frankly, I've made it, I posted a video letting everybody know I lost my insurance, and I got bit by a spider like 3 times on my finger, and it's given me a really nasty infection, and so I don't have insurance like for hospital bills and for prescriptions and stuff like that, and I'm in a bad way of really needing to raise a couple $100 to pay for some things. So that's why I'm trying to do this, and that's why I'm trying to raise money the way I am. Not to mention the cost just to do all the multi-streaming and all of that. We stream to like 10 different platforms at a time and pay for websites and all of that stuff. So, and I'm doing it alone. I don't have sponsors or anything like that. I depend solely on you guys. So, if someone out there can step up and help me out, I would greatly appreciate it. I hate, asking for donations and all of that stuff. So I would rather the month of August to be a month where we don't even have to worry about it, and just, get some support right off the rip and just keep it moving and be able to focus on content. To everybody that, takes the time to watch, dude, I love you and I appreciate you. Without you watching, there's no point in doing any of this. You have no idea, this has saved my life. So, this community has saved my life. It's given me purpose. It keeps me growing. It keeps me constantly evolving and learning. And, each day I'm driven and compelled to pursue knowledge and to pursue spirituality because, you guys, because I have people that are waiting for the videos, and I have people that are part of the communities, and I have people that depend on me. So I want you to know that means a lot to me, and I'm grateful. And without you, I would no doubt be dead or in prison or something, no doubt about it. So I do appreciate all of you. And for those of you that, who misunderstand me, and don't, we all do what we have to do to survive, and, nobody's perfect, and we all have bad days and we all have problems. So I really just hope you don't judge me when I come up short, because it's not personal, and I want you to know that I don't judge you, ever. So no matter what you've done or what you've said, or if we've had beef or whatever, I don't judge you. I love you, and I don't look down on nobody or feel like I'm better than anyone or like I know more than anyone. I value all of your knowledge. I've made a special effort to try to, I give out my number to everybody. Everyone's also welcome to text and just say what's up to me. And people have been doing that again. And I have made a conscious effort to reply to everyone, because I want you guys to know that I appreciate you taking the time to just be in my life, man. I would love to bring recognition to you guys and the cool things you do. I'm going to try to set up a couple of call-in shows. Whenever we do the private Discord shows, we do have a post-show chat where I give free tarot readings to the people that hang around. So, you can't beat it, dude. Everyone that supports, they get something back for supporting. And even the ones that don't, a lot of times I try to make the private shows at least free to watch, because I know what it's like to be broke. I know what it's like to struggle, and I don't want to exclude people. I don't want anyone to feel like they can't be a part of something because they don't have money. I hate that feeling. I hate not being able to provide. I hate not being able to participate in something I want to participate in, and I hate letting you guys down more than anything because like I said, we have family that we're born with and that we're tied to by blood and marriage and all of that, and then we have family that we choose. And to me, you guys are the family that I've chosen. So nobody else in the world understands me or gets me, and I promise you that. And I'm sure that you guys feel the same in a lot of ways. So just know that if nobody gets you or understands you, I do. I know where you come from, and I don't think you're crazy when you email me and you tell me your experiences at all. 9 times out of 10, I've experienced it myself. I don't think less of you. Whenever you fall off the wagon and you're not, you're not coming to the shows. I know sometimes we get burnt out on this stuff, and I want to reignite the passion for learning and spirituality and for love and for growth in all of us. And I want us to do it together. I am looking for a full-time co-host to help me with stuff. I'm looking for volunteers to help me with working on the channel, promotion, graphic design, music, art, all of it. Whatever your skills are, I would love to have people get involved. Because it really does take a tribe. And I've taken this stuff as far as I can by myself. And I know people are always like, oh, John's just greedy. He only cares about money. No, you don't understand. When you don't do sponsorships and you don't sell products and shit like that, donations is the only way to keep the thing going. So that's why I push it the way I do. It's not that I'm not rich. I'm poor as fuck. But I care so much, I don't want it to go away. So that's why I push the way I push. And I want to inspire people. And I want to make a difference, in people's lives. So, and I take it personally. I do when I fail. And I take it personally when my videos don't do well. I take it personally when I don't get the support. I take it personally because I work so hard at it. I put in at least 70 hours a week, every week of my life at this, and I do it because it's a labor of love. I love people. I love learning, and I love God, And I feel like I've been called to do this for a reason. And I feel like you're here for a reason because you were called as well. So, thank you so much for watching and just everything you do. Please make sure to follow on all the platforms, all my social medias, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Subscribe on the different YouTube channels, Best M Podcast Official, BDP2, JohnBoy513, Twitch, DLive, Trovo, LinkedIn. If you need help with content development and creation, I'm seeking work with that. I'm trying to do freelance work on that kind of stuff right now, looking for opportunities with that. And I'm looking for people to invest. I would like to have a business partner. That way I can make all of this a little bit bigger and bring more people on. So if anybody's interested in investing, hit me up. If you have a business and you want your business promoted, I would definitely do a good deal for people that needed, sponsorship for people that are viewers of the channel, I would promote your shit for free, really, if I could. Just because I want to see you guys succeed, too, in whatever it is that you do. And I would at least promote your product or your business one time for free. Either way, so if you make jewelry, I'll shout out your jewelry. I don't care. It's like, that's what it's about. It's helping each other and sowing good seeds and doing it from the heart. And sometimes I lose myself, in all of this. And it's easy to do, guys. When you got everybody telling you how great you are and loving you sometimes, and then when you got everybody telling you how much you suck and how much they hate you sometimes, it's real easy to lose yourself. So, I need good people around me to keep me grounded, keep me balanced, and that's where, family comes in, and that's what you guys do for me. So, and that's priceless. So, that's priceless. So, thank you. So please comment. Let me know what you think. Share the links. Subscribe. Follow. And like I said, we really need support right now. Financial support. So please donate and support if you can. I would greatly appreciate it. And every little bit counts. So don't think, $1 or whatever isn't worth anything. Because it is. It's really, the thought and the intent behind it all too. And I know that you'll be blessed for blessing me. And I know that just taking the time to watch is time well spent because we're spending it together. This is like our church. And this is where we come together and we raise our frequency, we raise our vibration, and we open our hearts and our minds to each other. And it's special. It really is. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love all of you guys from the bottom of my heart. Remember, Christ is the truth, the way, and the life. God bless you all. I love you. And I will see you next time. I'll try to put this together as one whole video, but I might chop it down in a couple of parts too, just to make it more digestible for folks as well. So I'm tired as fuck now. I think I'm going to eat some cereal and crash out. Alright, guys. Peace. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful evening and a week. God bless.